So just like one of my more recent videos, I once again have a problem with D&D that I am here to address. And this time it is with cuisine, and it is the cuisine that we are given with the base game, and how that sucks, and how we can make it so much better. I mean, in our incredible fantasy adventures, why are we still eating beet soup and hardtack? I mean, sure, there's a time and place for that, but imagine instead a world where we took all of the wonderful and exciting creatures in D&D and had some really cool dishes made out of them. And I mean literally made out of them. And then let's take it a step further and imagine what these dishes would look like if they actually did something for our games and added something for our players' enjoyment. So, join me now as I take you on a tasteful adventure through the possibilities of interesting food in D&D. Just as a shop is needed to sell weapons, a tavern is needed to sell food and drinks. And today, the tavern we will be perusing is the Goblin's Eye. And the Goblin's Eye seems to be the epicenter of where the drunkards and soiled buildings in every town is. The tavern itself is a circular building built out of stone that has been painted green and sports a roof completely made of glass. The interior of the building hosts a central fighting pit surrounded by long benches for spectators. Past that, the building is separated into kind of loose sections of a seating area and a stage for performances. The Goblin's Eye is an entirely goblin-owned and operated establishment. After the progression of society and the diversification of races throughout the world, the Quave-delling and road bandit goblins of old were forced to conform, and many of them found themselves without a place in the civilized world. This is when Boss Hoblob took control of as many goblin brethren as he could and began opening a chain of restaurants where he embraced the best of goblin tradition and showcased it for all to see. And with this, he also found safe and well-paying jobs for all goblins and proved that his kind can make it in a civilized world. Part of Boss Hoblob's mission was not only to help his goblin brethren, but also to exemplify goblin traditions. So, the menu is full of all sorts of traditional goblin cuisines for all to enjoy. In my opinion, in order to fully take advantage of all of the wonderful flavor we are provided with in our Dungeons & Dragons lore books, we must incorporate that flavor into our food as well. You see what I did there? And what I mean by this is that every specialty item of food or drink we serve to our players should have a description and an effect related to the dish. When creating an effect for your new and interesting D&D dishes though, do whatever you feel is fun and exciting. In my opinion, balance should be the least of your worries, and you should make this fun and interesting, adding an extra bit to the campaign that players will look back fondly on and have a blast with. And with some of these effects, that blast may be literal. And if the dish is dangerous enough, it should also include a challenge rating to have it be consumed effectively. All food-related challenge ratings are of course constitution-based, and if they are failed, the character is going to be unable to reap the beneficial effects of the dish. If you want, you can make the challenge rating a bit more punishing upon failure, with anything above the CR a pass, anything below a fail, but along with a critical failure, a player may also get a healthy dose of food poisoning. But I'm going to leave that to your discretion. Okay, anyways, on to the menu of the Goblin's Eye. And to start off this menu, we have the Shambling Salad. This signature dish of goblin kind is harvested on nights of a horrible storm. Originally created by accident when an ancient goblin tribe stored their metal polearms in brush, these polearms were then struck and the then electrifying mound was brought to life and subsequently killed, and then eaten. Now it is eaten as a delicacy and prepared in a stable, more consistent environment, while still retaining the same wild taste. The salad comes with no additives except for a thin layer of vinaigrette that looks to have a constant current of electricity passing through it. The effect for this salad is that for the next 24 hours, whoever eats it will absorb electrical energy and convert it to health. Moving on, we have dragon turtle eggs. And now this is a true delicacy. Dragon turtle eggs were first eaten by an island tribe of goblins that were fleeing oppression. Now they are served as a specialty cuisine by the same goblins who discovered the secrets of extracting these eggs all those years ago. The eggs are surprisingly quite small but hold a magical punch of flavor. They are served sunny side up with a side of crispy seaweed. The effect of these eggs, when eaten, a creature can drink water to use a special steam breath attack that is a dex save of a DC 12 and does 4d6 damage. Onto the drinks, we have first the chilled spearmint cocktail. It is a vodka cocktail mixed with spearmint served with a chilled glass rimmed with glacier salt. Floating in the glass are 5 small spears of ice that seem to freeze the liquor around them. This drink was developed by a northern goblin tribe of shamans and has been the drink of choice of that warrior tribe ever since. When consumed, a creature may cast frost fingers once within the next 24 hours. This drink has a challenge rating of 8. The next drink on the menu is Full Metal Mead. This mead is fermented in the stomach of a brass dragon and is served in a solid iron mug. This drink highlights the achievements of Western goblins who grew enough in power to overthrow their oppressors long ago, and have been able to reap the benefits ever since. When this drink is consumed, a creature may cast mage armor once within the next 24 hours. The challenge rating of this drink is a 10. On to the final drink of this menu, we have the Boiling Bean Brew. This is a whiskey-based drink consisting of 8 ounces of 80 proof Fireball whiskey and 8 ounces of boiling fermented bean juice. This drink was first created in the earliest days of history when goblins and Fireball met for the very first time and decided to talk over what matters most: a stiff drink. The effect of this is whenever it is consumed, a creature may cast Burning Hands once within the next 24 hours, and it has a challenge rating of 12. When you do this for yourself, feel free to take a look at the monster manual or any book of your choice and find anything that inspires you. Look at creatures with resistances and special attacks, along with any elemental creature that you believe to be similar to a spell you would like to give to your players to try. And for drinks, be sure to scan any spell book you see fit and pick anything fun you believe can make a great cocktail. I'm telling you right now, your players are going to love this idea, and it is really going to bring your taverns to life. Players are going to love a tavern and may pick ones to go before and after jobs based on their menus. They can become regulars or even learn to cook these dishes or make these drinks themselves. And that is once again, like the weapons, going to add an entirely new level of roleplay to your games. Players might actually choose the chef feat for once, using it to allow them to make genuinely beneficial food for their party. Adding these taverns can also benefit your stories, with a lot of wonderful roleplay opportunities between your players and the staff of that tavern. You may also use your player's favorite tavern as a story device in an assortment of ways: a place to lie low, somewhere for the law to lie in wait for your players, or just an area to spark a new adventure. Starting your campaign in a tavern is fine, but starting your campaign in a tavern with rich lore and even richer and more interesting cuisine will put a smile on your players' faces. I hope you found this video either helpful or entertaining. If you liked it, consider liking it or even subscribing. And if you want to talk this video or D&D in general, pop down into the comments and I would be glad to talk back. If you're new here, please consider checking out my last video where I discussed writing cinematic D&D stories. And as always, just have fun playing D&D.